Okay, I've been asked to do some ratio questions. I'm going to go do a couple. So these are combining ratios. So I'm not like the basic ratio questions of Anne and Barry split whatever for $500 in the ratio 7:13. How much did they each get? Like, do I really need to do that? I think this is quite simple, right? Do you want me to do that? I mean, the number of parts, so you just write down the number of parts equals 7 plus 13, right? I'm doing this with year 7s at the moment. So there's 20 parts. So that means one part equals $500 over 20. So that will give you $25, right? So we know Anne, Barry, they split in the ratio 7:13. So one part is 25, so 7 parts, then you just multiply 7 by 25 and you should get 175. Okay, and then you do 13, so it should be 325. You just multiply 13 by this. 12 times 25 is 300, so 13 is 325. That's it. Add them together, you get 500. Oh look, we had 500 at the start. Is that a coincidence? No. Okay. Do I really need to go through them? I don't think so. I think they're very basic question and I think most people should be good with them. So I'll just stick that here as an example. You can kind of have a look at it later. Okay, let's go through this. I'm going to do one from each section. Combining ratios. So this is a little bit more difficult. Let's do question B. So we're given that D to E is 5:2 and E to F is 1:3. Okay, so just write down the information. Don't stare at the page expecting all the information to gather itself and give you the answer. It's not going to happen. So 5:2 is D to E. And we know that E to F is 1:3. Now, all that this means is for every one E, we have 3 Fs. Yeah? So, in other words, we're going to split this up, okay? So, what we want to do is, this would be like 2, if you could imagine, this is 2 E's. So every 1 E, we have 3 Fs. So if we have 2 E's, we have 6 Fs, right? Anyway, I'll give you just an easy way to think of it, or easy way to do it. We want E here to be the same as E here, yeah? So 2, how do I make this 1 into a 2? So we want E to have the same value. Okay, so what did I do to get from here to here? We multiplied by 2. So to balance it, we're going to multiply by 2. And you get 6, right? So now we can say D to E to F is 5:2 to 6, and that's finished. It's kind of like fractions, you know? It's like a quarter, and then over here you have 2/8 and I don't know, whatever, 1/6. But to have them, to compare them all, we have to have the same common denominator. It's kind of like that, a little bit like that. But that's it, finished. Okay, next one, we go to E. Given that D to E is 7 to 2, given that D to E is 7 to 2, E to F is 3 to 5. Find the ratio D to F in its simplest form. Okay. So D to E. Sorry. So D to E is 7 to 2. E to F is 3 to 5. So just do the exact same thing in the first. Let's convert these so that the E's have the same value. Okay. So, well, they don't, it's going to be kind of hard to do that here, right? Because this is a 2 and this is a 3. What's a common factor? What's a common factor? Or sorry, excuse me, what's a common multiple of 2 and 3? The lowest common multiple is 6, yeah? So let's make that into a 6. So we multiply by 3. In other words, just multiply by that. And we have to do the same this side. So that ratio, 7 to 2 is the same as 21 to 6, right? And we want the E to be a 6, so we just multiply it by 2. And then we multiply F also by 2, of course, which coincidentally is over here, which is not a coincidence actually. Alright, so we get 6 to 10. So now we can say D, just like we did before, D to E to F is 21 to 6 to 10. They want to know what is the ratio of D to F in its simplest form. Okay, so D to F is 21 to 10. There are no common factors, so that's it. Done. Okay, let's go to G. We go to G or H? Go to G. G looks a bit harder to me. There's no digits. There are 3 times as many red pens as green pens. All right. Let's not stare at the page. Let's actually write down the information. Red, green. How many of you are going to do this? Are you going to write down this information? I hope so. There are 3 times as many red as green. So red is 3, green is 1. There are twice as many green pens as blue pens. Green, blue. Okay. Oh, just in case, when I'm being sarcastic, this is aimed more at set 1 boys. Set 2 girls are very good, and set 2 boys have been good lately. Okay, write down the ratio of red pens to green pens. Okay, cool. Exact same thing. Let's get this and this to be the same number. So just multiply this. We want the green to be 2. So we're going to multiply by 2. We want the red then to be multiplied by 2. Because it'll be the same as here, keep it balanced, so it's 6 to 2. Ratio of red pens to green pens. Okay, well that looks pretty easy. Red pens, green pens to blue pens. Okay, red to green to blue. So it's 6 to 2 to 1. Done. Okay. The ratio of circles to squares is 4 to 3. Circles. Just in case, I've never seen these questions before, I'm just doing them now. So what I do is probably what you should do, write down the information. Unless you're a lot smart, maybe you're a lot smarter than me, so you can do this all, you know, without writing anything down. Well, I don't think that's the case though. The ratio of black circles to white circles is 5 to 3. Okay. So this is a slightly different question. So I'm going to move this across a little bit. I think we're going to need a little bit more space. Okay, so we have black circles to white circles. So I'm just going to say B to W is 5 to 3. The ratio of black squares to white squares is 5 to 1. Okay, maybe I should put... Okay, see, circle black, circle white. And then we're going to have square black, square white. Five to 1. Okay. Fine. Find the ratio of white squares to white circles. All that this means is, so this is obviously circles, right? And these are obviously squares. So the fraction of the circles which are black are 5/8, because there's 8 parts. So 5/8 black and 3/8 are white. Here we have 6 parts. 5/6 are black, 1/6 is white. So I'll actually just move this down to make it a little bit easier. As I said, I haven't looked at these questions. I haven't looked at them. I'm just doing them right now. So we've 8 parts, obviously. I hope everyone can see that. 8 parts for the circles, and for the squares we have 6 parts. So we're going to want circles to become 8, and we're going to want squares to become 6. Okay, because then we can split them up easily. So let's do that. Oh, well, what do you know? What do you know? They're kind of set up already. If we multiply circles by 2, we just get 8. And then, obviously, you just do the same to the other side. Squares by 2. Oh, we get 6. Perfect. So that was nice and easy. Find the ratio of white squares to white circles. So we know that the circles are split up into 5 parts are black. So I'm going to call it CB, circle black. So we got 5 of them. And we got 3 circle whites. And here we have 5 square black, and we have 1 white square. Square white. Let's call it, yeah. Okay. So we have to find the ratio of white squares to white circles. White square to white circle. Well, there's circle white. There's 3 white circles. right? How many white squares are there? Square white 1. Oops. That's it. Done. Okay. Do we need more space? I will push these up a little bit. Okay. Right. Alrighty. So let's go to the last part. The points A, B, C, D. So this looks a bit weird to me. They lie on a straight line. First thing I'll do is I'm going to draw a straight line. So just like in class, my straight lines are perfectly straight. I'm actually drawing this freehand, I'm not drawing it with the computer. It's just totally freehand. Okay, so A to B to D. Okay, so we're told A, let's start with A. We're told A to B is 1 to AB, okay, I'm just going to go hold this B. AB to BD, so we have ABCD. AB to BD is 1 to 5. So let's say D is down here. So that means the length, the distance from A to B will be 1. So B to D would be 5, so it would be 5 times bigger. So let's just kind of adjust this, maybe. It's probably something like that. Maybe a little bit less. A little bit less. Okay, maybe like that. Okay, so that's saying if that's 1 length, this is 5 lengths. Okay, makes sense. We're told the distance from AC, okay, or the ratio AC to CD is 11, 7 to 11. So AC to CD is 7 to 11. So that means that C is going to be closer. So C is obviously between A and D. C is going to be closer to A because it's 7 parts than it is to D, which will be 11 parts. So it could be something like here. So C could be something like here. So what we're told is that's 7, ratio 7 to 11. Okay? But we're also told that this ratio here is 1, and here to here is 5, right? We're told that here. So work out AB, they want that distance, BC, so they want that ratio. They want that ratio. So the question is, how are we going to do that? We have 6 parts on the top. So see this red here is 1 plus 5. This is 6 parts. Right? And on the bottom, we have 7 plus 11. That's 18. We have 18 parts. And what's the connection between 6 and 18? 6 times 3 is 18, right? Don't we know that? 6 times 3 is 18. So let's look at this ratio. 1 is to 5. So we got AB to BD is 1 is to 5. That's 6 part. Let's convert it to 18. So we just multiply it by 3, right? So if we multiply both sides by 3, that will give us 18 parts. And let's see how that helps us. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay. that's 18 parts in total. So we know that that's 3, and that this, so let's cross that off, and that this is now 15. So, if A to B is 3, what's the distance from B to C? Well, that's 3. So if that's 7, that has to be 4, right? Now, if the distance from D to C is 11, and that's 4, so then we have 15, and then we have 3, so that's 18. Perfect. So let's do it. A, B, B, C, C, D. We know it's 3 parts to 4 parts to 11. So the whole key was converting 16 parts into, it's like a fraction. Okay, let's say you had something like 11 over, or let's say 13 over 18 versus whatever, 4 over 6, which is bigger? Well, you convert them to the same denominator, right? So you multiply above and below by 3, so you'll get that's 12 over 18, yeah? If you multiply above and below by 3. And now we can see, oh look, 13 over 18 is bigger, right? Very similar thing that we're doing here. We had 6 parts and 18 parts. Convert them to the same number of parts, and then suddenly we can just start filling in gaps. And it's easy enough then.